Hey guys, welcome back to the video. Today I am going to be doing a video where I share my Premier League predictions from the start of the season compared to what the table ended up looking like in the end. So let's get right into it. Okay, so starting off in 20th place. In 20th place, it ended up being Southampton. Right, I had Southampton in 19th place, so that is only a 1 place difference. So I would consider that a pretty good guess. And that means I only get 1 point for that prediction being wrong. I'm aiming for the least amount of points possible if you haven't already figured that one out. And I think 1 is a pretty good start to it. Southampton expected to do a tiny bit better, but I still expected to get relegated pretty easily. Alright, so guys, coming in number 19th was Ipswich. I thought it was Leicester up until really now when I checked the table, but no, it was Ipswich somehow. I had them 20th, so another 1 point difference. I think that, once again, pretty good prediction there. Expected them to do a little bit worse than they actually did, but you know, it still wasn't much of a difference, and I'm not too mad about that prediction. Alright, so guys, coming in 18th, the last of the relegated teams was Leicester City. I actually had them in 15th. This is the first proper gap between my prediction and the reality. The reality was 18th, my prediction 15th. I thought Leicester City were going to do pretty good this season because I always had in my head, since this season was my first season actually being into football, I thought Leicester was some like big Premier League team. No, they're not. They're actually in the Championship quite a lot of the time. So I thought they were going to do pretty well for just coming back up. Nope. It went straight back down and I got 3 points for that one. Thank you, Leicester City. 17th was Tottenham. I had Tottenham all the way up at 3rd. I don't know what I was thinking when I done this. There's no way Tottenham were coming 3rd. Maybe 6th or 7th would have been more reasonable. But 3rd, I mean, to be fair, that's probably how they were looking at the very start of the season. Sorry, my laptop just was about to turn off. That's maybe how they were looking right at the start of the season. But nope, now not anymore. And that is, I think, the biggest gap. So I get 14 points for that. Spurs, I hate you. So guys, in number 16th was Wolves. I had Nottingham Forest. And, oh wait. So I just spoiled the video. I just kind of messed up there. Sorry, give me a second. 16th I had 16th was Wolves. I had Wolves in 13th. I was only 3 off for this one, unlike the Tottenham one, so I'm not too annoyed about that, right? But, you know, it's unfortunate I wasn't correct. Now, based off of like how they're doing at the end of the season, I feel like they could have placed closer to that 13th, maybe even like 12th or something, maybe even 13th on a dot. But unfortunately, no, they were playing like they were so close to getting relegated for most of the season, to be honest, which was really unfortunate for them. And yeah, I personally don't mind Wolves as a team, and I do kind of want to see them do well in the league. Even though I am a Chelsea fan, I once again I want to see Wolves do well, because I think Pedro Neto, I think, came from Wolves, from Chelsea to Chelsea. Or in 15th was Manchester United. Who did I have? Where did I have Manchester United? I had Manchester United in 8th. Another prediction that was really far off. Manchester United and 15th and 8th. That's actually that's really far away from each other. That's 7 spots away from each other. Manchester United really disappointed, and they didn't even win any sort of trophy like the Europa League, like Tottenham, to even make this season even somewhat better. They just finished in 15th, and that's their season, with the only impressive score is a 2-1 win against Manchester City, which, to be honest, I feel like any team could do that if they had enough luck. Alright, so guys, coming in 14th in this season was West Ham. I had West Ham in 10th, so there's only four difference. It could have been worse, because at some point West Ham could have actually got relegated, right? But no, they managed managed to pull it back a little bit, managed to get up to 14th, which is a respectable place if you're a team like Everton or Crystal Palace. West Ham, you'd maybe be expected to finish top 10, or maybe barely top 10, maybe even 10th. I predicted them 10th. 4-place difference, not too horrible, to be completely honest. Coming in 13th was actually Everton, like I just said. Everton I predicted to come 17th, so another 4 place gap. I'm not too mad about that prediction. I think that Everton really exceeded my expectations, but to be fair, I was really it was my first time predicting any sort of football league, so I think you can understand if I was really far off. I don't know why I decided to put him 17th. I just thought every other spot is going to be taken up. Every other team are going to be doing a little bit better than him. So that's why they're going there. And yeah, came up with a 4-point difference. I'm not too annoyed about that. I don't know about you, but I think that was a pretty good choice. Alright, so guys, now that we are about halfway, or as close to halfway as we can get without going into the top 10, I would really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. Please make sure to do that if you have watched this far. And if you also have watched this far, please watch until the end, because this video has taken a lot of time to make. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, I'm going to quickly add up the total of how many points I've gotten so far, and I will tell you what it is at the halfway point. Alright, so guys, unfortunate news, I'm already on 37 points at this rate. Honestly, I think at this rate, I could be like 100 points probably, because I think there is a couple ones where it's like a decent difference coming up, like Nottingham Forest. So it could be 100+ points, but also could be a really good difference where it's like not much, if that makes sense. Where it's like in the 60s, and then I'd be proud of myself for it being my first season and it's only in the 60s. Anyway, I'm gonna end up taking up most of the time in this video just talking right now. So I'm just gonna get back into it. Enjoy. Alright, so guys, as you can see, I just took a little break to tell you how many points I've gotten and to get you to like and subscribe. Hopefully you did do that. Voice crack. Anyway, let me continue here. Number 12 was Crystal Palace, right? Crystal Palace I had coming in 9th, so that is a 3-point difference. I'm not too mad about that. I think Crystal Palace did do a little bit worse than I expected, but to be honest, I did expect them to do quite well this season, have a really strong Premier League season, when, you know, that's not what they normally do. So I wouldn't really call it a disappointment. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't call it a disappointment. In number 11 was Fulham. Fulham I actually had coming in 14th, so that is another 3-point difference. Another one I'm not too mad about, because honestly, Fulham I probably should have predicted them to come a tiny bit higher, because I feel like, you know, I feel like at the start of the season that should have been an easy prediction. Fulham coming about 11th, 12th, right? But I'm happy with that prediction because it wasn't too far off. Now in 10th is Brighton. Brighton I actually had coming in 11th. So, oh, when it was Brentford. I read it wrong. I read my own handwriting wrong. I'm such a failure. Anyway, 10th was Brentford. I had them coming in 18th, and I thought they were going to get relegated. I thought Brentford were going to be a really horrible team this season, but apparently I was far off, and that's the flaws of me being new to all this. I had Brentford coming in 8th. 8th is actually, or in 18th, sorry, 18th. 18th is actually crazy for Brentford. I think that they're more. I don't think there's any shot of them getting relegated. Yeah, I still predicted that. I don't know what I was thinking at the time of making this prediction, guys. Alright, so guys, coming in number 9 is Bournemouth. I had Bournemouth coming in 12th. That is a 3-point difference. Yeah, that is a 3-place difference. I think I'm not too happy with that one, only because Bournemouth, I think I think they exceeded the expectations. So I was like, so I don't think there was any way of me knowing that they were going to do that. I thought Bournemouth were going to be roughly where they were, I think, last season, was it? Where, they're mid-table, they're, bottom half of the Prem, but not close to relegation, and it's not looking likely for them to get relegated. They're just, closer than a top 10 team, if that makes sense. I can't even lie, I'm so tired of filming this video, but I got to finish it because I started it, and I don't want to wait until tomorrow and then I have absolutely no clue where I left off. So, in 8th is Brighton. Brighton I had to come in 11th, as you might know from me messing up the Brentford one. That is a 3-place difference. I'm not too annoyed about that. I think Brighton deserved to do better than I was predicting, and my prediction was just about top 10, and they got just about top 10, or just past top 10. So I'm not too annoyed about that prediction because it's close, and there's good reasons for both. So guys, in number 7 is Nottingham Forest. Now I had them coming all the way down into 16th, which is a 9-point difference. Actually, that's my second biggest difference. But I don't blame myself, and I don't blame Nottingham Forest. I mean, I can't really blame Nottingham Forest, can I? I mean, I don't blame myself because I genuinely don't think anybody in the world would have been predicting Nottingham Forest to be going from 17th each year to flying straight up, and like, you could argue they were fighting for the title for a good amount of the season, to be honest. So I think it's just unpredictable. I don't think that's my fault that I got it wrong. I think it is just the unpredictableness of their season that is to blame. So guys, coming in at number 6 is Aston Villa. I think Aston Villa had a pretty good season, and I was only 1 place off because I had them coming in 6th. Or no, they came in 6th, I had them coming in 5th. So I'm not too mad about that. I think they would have had a great season either way. My way, they would have ended up in the Champions League, which I think I prefer the way it ended up, where it was Chelsea and Newcastle that ended up in the Champions League rather than Aston Villa. But honestly, once again, I'm not too mad about it. 1 point difference, I'll take that any day of the week. Our number 5 is Newcastle. Newcastle, I had to come in 7th. That is only a 2-point difference. Now, I'm not too annoyed about that 2-point difference, and I will honestly take that any day of the week, because a 2-point difference means that I'm most likely gonna end up with a good result at the end of this video. Hopefully I do. Otherwise, I'm honestly just gonna rage quit, and I'm just gonna go straight to sleep right here, right now. So guys, time for top 4. Finally, we're about to get this video over with. Over the filming. Not that I don't enjoy making videos for you. I was like exhausted tonight. I don't know why I picked tonight to do it. Anyway, for this season, in the actual league, in reality, was Chelsea. I had Chelsea 6th just because of previous bad seasons. I am really happy to get this prediction wrong. I wanted Chelsea to go even further than 4th, and I wouldn't even be upset if I got this prediction wrong by like 5 and then they won the league. I would actually be extremely happy with that, right? But no, I still got it wrong, but so I'm still happy with that. But at least it was by 2 up the way and not 2 down the way, because otherwise I would have been annoyed. Chelsea coming in 4th, I'm happy with. The 2-point difference, once again, I don't mind, because it's Chelsea doing better in the league than I predicted. I'm happy with that. So I don't really know if I need to say any more, other than they came in 4th, I predicted 6th. I'm happy with that. Our coming in 3rd was Manchester City. I obviously predicted them to be 1st. I don't think anyone didn't. So that is a 2-point difference. I think it's just kind of obvious that most people would have predicted them to come 1st. I'm even predicting them to come 2nd or 1st next season as well. Or maybe even, I think just anyone in the top 5 is honestly a suitable place for them next season. Alright, so guys, next is, You'll never guess who came second. It was Arsenal. And you'll never guess who I predicted second. It was Arsenal. 0 points. That's the first one I got completely correct, and it was Arsenal. I wonder why. Maybe because they always come second behind Manchester City, or apparently just any club now. So guys, in first was Liverpool. Now, if you've been paying attention, you'll know that Liverpool and fourth in my predictions are the only two that didn't come up. So I predicted Liverpool fourth. They came first. That is a 1, 2, 3 point difference. I'm not too annoyed about that. I'm not happy that I was wrong about that because I don't really like Liverpool. But honestly, since Diogo Jota died, right, which is honestly very heartbreaking and very sad. Rest in peace. I'm honestly happy with Liverpool winning the title. As that is one of the last things that he'd done in his life, winning the title with Liverpool. So I'm very happy with Liverpool winning the title because of him. Once again, rest in peace. That was a horrible thing that happened to him. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. Even though it is very heartbreaking, I don't want to start going on about it and make people feel upset. Anyway, I thought it was appropriate to cut it there, so I didn't start talking about that, because yes, while it is very heartbreaking, I want this video to be a light-hearted video, if that makes sense. So I don't want this video to involve the death of a person. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about it now. I'm going to leave it there. Like, subscribe. If you did make it all this way. Oh wait, I haven't worked out the points yet. I haven't told you. I was about to just end the video there. Honestly, guys, I'm not too bad with the final results. The final results was 60 points. Or 76 points. Sorry, I'm not too happy. I'm obviously not happy with it. I'm not too annoyed with it though, because it is my first time doing it, so you can't really expect me to get only 10 points. Yay! You can't really expect that from me, since it is my first time doing it, and nobody's perfect, so nobody's gonna get it all correct, unless you just can tell the future somehow. Anyway, that's the end of the video there. Like, subscribe. See you next time. Goodbye.